Is this thing on? Are we on? Are we live? Are we on? Good. You guys remember this old friend and a WineX standard staple. Why is it a WineX standard staple? Because it is one of the greatest Sangiovese wines produced in Tuscany. Not just in its little hamlet of Carmignano, not just in northern Tuscany, but in Tuscany, like the whole kit and caboodle. One of the greatest Sangiovese wines on the planet from Piaggia. So Mauro Vannucci kicked this up in the 1990s. He wanted to make wine that was politely really good in an area that wasn't known for really good wine. There were stable, solid producers in Carmignano. There wasn't a producer that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Carmignano. And that is what Vannucci wanted to do. He wanted the people to see Carmignano in a different light than the way it was before. Now, the novelty of Carmignano, as we discussed in the previous video, was the inclusion of the allowed inclusion of Cabernet Sauvignon into the blend, right? Which a lot of other areas in Tuscany at the start did not. But Carmignano always had a history of Cabernet Sauvignon here. Bordelaise varietals were planted here a century ago, and accordingly, Vannucci knew he had something unique and different to work with. The key was in the farming, the key was in sourcing the parcels, and he facilitated all of that brilliantly. Nowadays, Vannucci is, well, Piaggia is the one. It really is. There's other producers in Carmignano which have also stepped up their game, but in Carmignano, in this appellation north of Florence, this is the one. And we are tickle pink to roll out the 2020 from these guys because I'm going to be blunt. You know, 2020 wasn't a vintage of the century in Tuscany. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, 21 got a little more run, 19 got a little more run, 20 was a warm year. Now, when you have warmer years and you're relying dependent solely on Sangiovese, then you have to be careful because Sangiovese can prune out on you, it can raisin out on you and create all these. It's not good, you know? Sangiovese doesn't necessarily like it hot. It likes it warm but not hot. But when you start jumping into hot, at least for these heat spikes that they had during the season, what loves it? Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc, baby. What do you got in this wine? 20% Cabernet Sauvignon and Franc. And what that does is it creates balance in the wine. It creates symmetry. You know, Piaggia's wines, if there was a knock, because some folks might say the Piaggia wines are almost like too rich or too extracted for the genre, and we say bull honky. That is not the case at all. We have Cabernet included here. The terroir precludes making these wines in that richer, bigger, bolder style. This is gorgeous, lush, silky Sangiovese of the highest order with that Cabernet, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot kicker, right? So, oh, it's international. It's always been international. It was Carmignano before it was international. I want to make that clear. This is what Carmignano is. It's not a fad wine. Oh, dude, I had the Il Sasso on New Year's. I make a junior wine called Il Sasso. I had a 21 Il Sasso on New Year's. It was delightful. 20-minute bottle. And my family were like, more. And this is better than that. This is one of the greatest Sangiovese wines produced. What else that we didn't cover last time? I don't know. I think we covered everything last time. You should go back. No, but this is a new video, so you should. Indigenous yeast fermentation, small barrel aging, organically grown vineyards, 70 Sangiovese, 20 Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc, and 10 Merlot in this blend. And one of the greatest red wines on the planet. Now, beyond that, scores. Okay, yeah, 96 points Venice. Is that high enough? Should be high enough. Only 2 Brunello di Montalcino wines and 2 Chianti wines from the 2020 vintage scored higher from Venice. And they all sell for over $200 a bottle. How's them apples? Huh? That's something. That's a big deal. This wine, we usually sell it, we're on the skinny, we usually sell it for around 45 bucks. But they were like, hey, let's work. And we said, yeah, we'll work with you. So we're running it at a short time special. This isn't forever, but we're running it at $39.98. So to get one of the greatest Sangiovese wines produced on the planet in a lush, gorgeous, beautiful, hedonistic, spicy, yummy vintage for probably at least 10 to 15, maybe even $15 off its original retail price, with a 96-point score from Venice, is kind of a big deal. That label's beautiful. Like, just everything about this gig's classy, man. Like, this is one of my desert island Sangios. Yeah, buy this. You need this. Yeah, no, buy this.